So I pre-approve guests and I give them 24 hours. They give me 24 hours to pre-approve the guests.
Yep.
And, well, you can't even look into their profile properly to see
know.
exactly who they are.
Yeah.
So it killed me. And the reason it killed me is because of these horror stories you hear.
Yeah.
You hear about parties being had at Airbnb locations. And then the host is just sort of left sitting there holding their hands going, well, now I've got a destroyed property because someone decided to rent out my property and have a party.
Yeah.
Have you had many things happen?
Yeah, we've had not anything like really significant, but we have had about 2 horror stories. So the first one was probably, I think it was our 3rd guests, and there were 4 young girl backpackers from Sweden, right?
Yeah.
And I think at that time, as you said, the discount was applying, like 20% discount for your first stars, right? So they were getting the property at like $80, and between 4 of them, it's $20 each. It's cheaper than going to a hostel.
That's too cheap,
right? You know what I mean? So. So they stayed for about 2 weeks, and then like when we went to go into the property to clean it out, there was like cracked eggshells all over the floor, and like there was like stains on the carpet, and like just all this mess everywhere.
They don't care about their rating.
No, they don't care at all. It was their first stay. They're young girls. They don't, maybe they weren't brought up in a house that was generally clean all the time. It's not blaming them, but they just don't have that sort of standard of living.
Okay.
And a lot of people think it's a hotel. You know what I mean? So they expect you to wash the sheets and clean the house, and you can leave a mess and all that sort of stuff. Where the community around Airbnb is really just to look after the house like it's your own. Like, you're coming to stay. If you're staying, wash the sheets, put the towels away. Get it prepared for the next guest. That's how the friendly community works.
Yep.
And the other second horror story that I have had was having someone local stay in our property. So we had a I think he was like 25 or 26 or something like that. He said he was from Perth and he was from Melbourne originally, and his family still lived in Melbourne. He's like, I'm coming down for my sister's 19th birthday. We want to stay close to the family because it's all going to be, nice and friendly and whatever. Looked, profile picture looked all right, and I was like, okay, whatever. And we actually had a bit of a gap, so I was like, I have to book it in because otherwise I'm going to miss out on my occupancy rate, right? So booked him in, he arrives, and we've actually, we've got a camera on the front of our door, so it's called August, and basically, and it picks up on a motion sensor, so as soon as it goes off, you can pick it up on your phone, and you can see people walking past, and I've got that because I've got like a keypad lock, so if they click the doorbell, I can actually speak to them and be like, hey, how are you? Welcome to the house. I can unlock the front door from my phone. So it's all like really synchronized.
Wow.
So it makes it really easy, right?
Smart.
But on the benefit side, I could see who's coming in, if they look like their profile, all that sort of stuff. So all good at the start. Like, there wasn't, it was just 2 of them arriving. They came and stayed at the property. Anyway, about 3 hours later, like their dad started rocking up, their cousins started rocking up. This bloody notification thing was going off like 10 times. Like, people coming in. And then there was like 6 people at the property, 10 people at the property. I'm like, okay, it's family, but why can't you go to the family's house? Why do you have to come to the Airbnb? Like, it's because I'm so protective, you know. Course. And then, so that was fine. They left or whatever. But then at like 3 a.m. that night, I got a notification, and then there was like 4 people coming in, 5 people coming in, and this guy had like a beer in his hand, and he gave the finger to the camera. And I was actually in Sydney at the time, and I was up, and I was just watching this bloke, and I'm like, I'm in trouble here. And you hear those horror stories about, them breaking your house and having big parties and all that sort of stuff.
And you get scared.
And it's instantly what you think, you're like, oh man, these guys are going to trash my house. So they left it a little bit messy, wasn't too bad, but